Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our Trading Live Online YouTube. This is our S&P 500 update. The last video I posted was on October 5th, 2023, and today's video will be for October 9th, 2023. So in the previous video, you might want to watch that if you're not familiar with the information that I gave in that. I had pointed out that the market was getting ready for a breakout. And so on Friday, we certainly saw a breakout in the S&P 500, and the range of the day was quite large, 107 points, and the market traded low to high, had a breakout to the upside. So I'm going to show you a chart in just a minute on an intraday chart. But first, let's talk about this daily chart. So here we can see this horizontal line right here. This line has been on my chart for a very long time, but this is coming across that 4,200 level. And this was the level that I've been watching for quite a while and said, hey, let's keep an eye on this. This level may offer a very good buying opportunity. So on this ABCD buy pattern, you can see where the market got to the 1.0, just had a little rally up and tested this resistance area. Now this may be a head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, the head, the right. I showed that on the October 5th video, so you can take a look at that. Um, but what's interesting is how big this rally was on Friday. And notice where it came up to, came right back up to that level. So I've put two question marks and two arrows, one up arrow, one down arrow. Sometimes you're in a position in the market, especially as short-term traders or swing traders, where sometimes your direction suddenly is not exactly clear. So what do? Well, you want to go find some price levels that are going to help you with that. So the first one, let's see, is the market going to continue up? Well, we don't know. We never know what price will do, but we do know that there's resistance here, and there's, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So if the market maybe tests a little bit more or doesn't, but if price exceeds these lows right here in the S&P 500, about the 4235 level, and breaks that, we're going to be hitting that 4200 level and maybe even below it. The 382 retracement is right at 4200, 4201. So it might do another little down. However, what you want to be watching for is make sure if there's more down, you're not seeing it in big, long bars like this one that just break right through what you have marked in as potential support. Support and resistance are only support and resistance until they are not any longer. So we don't know from here, are we going up or are we going down? And we had big move to the downside, big move to the upside. Sometimes that's an early indication that the market is going into a range. So maybe we see a bigger range form in here as well. So these are just some potential price action, future price action tendencies that we can be looking for. So let me scale down now and show you an intraday chart of where that range was that broke out on Friday. So this is the intraday chart of the S&P 500, and we looked at this on the October 5th video. So again, you might want to take a look at that. It'll show you a bigger view of different patterns and areas on the price chart. So this is where the range was on Friday. And I had said on the October 5th video that there was an inside day bar on the daily chart. So that means that the trading of that day was within the previous day's day. Now you never know exactly when those are going to break out, but it is telling you that the market is getting ready for that breakout. So in that case, what I did is they mapped out a couple of levels here on the intraday chart. So notice this dashed line here. Well, this actually goes all the way back, actually probably 1 to 2 years ago. And same with this dashed purple line. So these are ones I've just had extended out on my chart, but it created on the 60, I think it's a 60-minute chart, it created another smaller range. And so there was a good areas of resistance and support. Now, this area of support down around this 4250 level, the Globex market had actually declined to 4238. And then look at what it did on the open. So we had a big decline down on the Globex session down to 4238 right there. And then the market opens and look, it could not get below that support again. Well, that's like taking a big rubber ball and holding it underwater and you let it go. It's not going down, so there's only one direction, up. And so it's like it just comes up above the surface, and that's sort of what this breakout was like on Friday. However, looking at the daily chart that we just looked at, we see that the market stopped right up here. Let's see, the high of the day was 43.58.50. And we just saw that was getting back up into the resistance area. So again, we might be forming a big range in here. There might be another pattern forming, which I will update you on. But right now, the important areas to watch are going to be this low here, 42.50. We know 42.38 is down there, but excuse me, but I think because of all of the tests that we see at that price level, this is going to be important. I mean, think about the psychology of the market. There was a lot of strong buying. There might have been some short covering in there as well. So if the market comes back down, price comes back down through this level and back through here, everyone who is buying back here is going to be underwater, and that might start to add some fuel to the fire on any down move. To the upside, on the daily chart we just looked at, bring it back up again. On the upside, breaking back above, and I mean a good solid break to the upside, not just an intraday poke, but we want to see a strong close and want to see that on the daily charts and see it hold above that line. That might be indicating that the market is finished going down with this correction, with head and shoulder pattern. So let's say this is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. This is the measured move for that pattern all the way down here. So we just talked about what happens if this breaks. But with the head and shoulder patterns, you can go from the top of the head across the top of the right shoulder. I'm going to actually make that a dashed line. And if price were to break above here, this would be an area for it to test, right? So resistance right here, up around this trend line. A break above that trend line, you have these highs, but the market may very well be reversing to the upside. So generally with the head and shoulder pattern, it's not unusual to see tests of where it was broken. You can see several tests on there. So the clues we want to be watching for is how the price either breaks resistance or breaks support. So again, we may be forming another range in here. There might be some confusion between the bulls and the bears on which direction this market is going to go. But one thing you can be sure of, it will take a direction. Well, I hope this was a helpful update for you. Feel free to leave any comments for me. I try and answer them when I see them. If there's something that you'd like to comment on these charts, feel free to do that. I also have some courses on my website that you can learn to do this type of analysis for yourself. I call it really learning to be on the right side of the market. That comes from Jesse Livermore, one of the famous traders back from the early 1900s into the crash of 1929 and into the 1940s, that he said it's not the bull side or the bear side, but the right side, meaning that if you're using technical analysis on your charts, you've got to be really good at it. So I've got some good courses for you. So feel free to either email me or come to the website and check them out. In the next video I do, I'll post a link with a discount on one of the newer courses that I have that I think will be especially helpful in doing this type of analysis. Well, bye for now, and I'll talk to you soon on our next YouTube video.